Today I'm flying in a private sky suite on board Japan Airlines' super exclusive first class from the US all the way over to Tokyo, Japan. It's one of the world's most expensive plane tickets at a mind-blowing $10,000. Oh, and thanks to Amaze for sponsoring this video. Today you can win a $20,000 first class flight. We pick up my journey today in Right guys, you join me back at the airport. Yes, a slight challenge. JAL only fly first class to a few worldwide destinations, the closest being LAX. This means I'll need to hop on American regional first class to position for my flight. Bag dropped off, obviously got my wheelie bag with me. And walking through a terminal full of slot machines. I still find it so surreal. Now, unfortunately, the American lounge was closed. However, it's worth noting that when flying first, this doesn't grant you access. Only if you have elite status with oneworld will you gain entry. Therefore, I headed for the Centurion Lounge. A good bet if you have an Amex card. I ate and I snoozed. As well, I have quite a big journey coming up. Right, so I've made it over to the gate. Over here we've got the A321 that's going to be taking us over to Los Angeles. There you go. That's great, thank you very much. Hello, how's it going? Thank you so much. Sorry, excuse me. Alas, someone was sat in my seat. At least wait until the plane is boarded. So, welcome on board. A little bit different to the A321 we were on JetBlue. Of course, no lay flats today. However, it's a lot better than European business class, although they call this first class, which I still don't understand. The safety video was screened, I put my seatbelt on, and shortly thereafter we began to push back. Liftoff over Vegas golden hour was stunning. However, what was far from stunning is the totally non-existent service today. It may only be an hour, but not even a bottle of water was offered. Thank you. We're now in LAX and we're staying at the Hilton H Hotel, which is basically at the end of the runway. So I'm going to make sure that I get a good night's sleep tonight so I can fully indulge in everything that JAL has to offer. And tomorrow we carry on to Japan. Right guys, so you join me on the next sector of the trip. We're currently at the Qantas first class lounge. Checked in, had a little coffee on the go. I'm gonna save myself for the flight because I think the food's meant to be amazing. And of course guys, I will explain to you how I booked it because it has not cost me anywhere near the price that it should. I think the revenue price for today's flight is $9,000 or $10,000, which of course I haven't paid. With that said, let's head over to the gate and go and catch our flight to Tokyo. It's interesting to see just how busy LAX is at present. Thankfully, my gate is not too far. So, I have a question for you. What would you do with a $20,000 first class ticket? Well, thanks to today's video sponsor, Amaze, you could win just that. I guess the greater question is what first class experience would you fly? Having reviewed quite the variety, perhaps Emirates first class would take your fancy. Just picture yourself being chauffeur driven to the airport, through security and into the sanctuary of the first class lounge. After some fine dining, you'll then be escorted to your plane. Today, a 777 in your own private suite, bound for Dubai. Okay Will, how exactly does this work? It's as simple as heading over to amaze.com/trektrendy for your chance to win. What's more, every donation supports a great cause. Remember, you can choose where you want to go, what airline you want to fly, anywhere in the world. Enter on amaze.com/trektrendy with your chance to win. Good luck guys, and thanks to Amaze for making this video possible. Right guys, so welcome on board this gorgeous Boeing 777. I'm in suite 1K today, and this would be my pick when travelling solo. The layout of JAL First is a 1-2-1 config. Back in my seat, it's time for a hot towel and some champagne. This is pretty special. JAL serve both Salon and Cristal, which both retail at many hundreds of dollars. It's time for pushback, and the safety video was screened.
Please watch this safety video.
After a short taxi to the runway, we fly out over LA. Flight time today will be over 11 hours. Best get comfy then. I spy some slippers. Much better. Now let's get that table out and crack on with the food. I'm presented with a leather-bound folio, and inside is a menu, interestingly named Bed.
Name aside, this features perhaps the most impressive array of dining options I've ever seen on board a plane. And of course there's an entire section dedicated to Japanese specialities. After placing my order, my table is set. Of course, another warm towel is rolled out, along with some Cristal champagne. As we fly over San Francisco, one of my favourite cities by the way, my appetizer is presented. It's cauliflower panna cotta with king crab, and it's super tasty. This is followed by my personal favourite, caviar. I always find caviar to be such an event on board. A generous portion is provided, and it's served with bellinis, egg yolk, cream cheese and smoked sturgeon. Another Cristal top up later, it's time for my main of beef tenderloin with a Madeira sauce. This was delicious, though not quite as good as Etihad First Class. I also went for some garlic bread on the side. Yet another warm towel later, I was offered the dessert trio, which whilst tasty, was far too small. Now I think it's time we try out that bed. No, not the menu this time. I change out of my clothes and into the provided JAL PJs. These were comfy but not very breathable. I also tried out the Japanese toilet and heading back to my suite, the lovely FA has transformed this into a bed for me. You can choose either a hard or soft mattress along with a variety of pillows. The duvet is also substantial. In terms of comfort, it's definitely one of the better in-flight beds out there. However, biggest issue is the heat of the JAL cabins. This means I had quite a restless sleep. I woke up and was immediately presented with another warm towel and more Cristal. Don't judge. I went to change back into my clothes, but also checked out the business class cabin. They used the same Apex suites as Gulf do, and it's a phenomenal product. When I got back to my seat, it really wasn't very long before we began our descent. I can't believe how quick these 11 hours have gone. As we come into land in Tokyo, let me walk you through how I booked this. I used BA Avios as JAL is a oneworld partner. Availability is usually pretty good, but normally no more than 2 seats per flight are bookable. You can see there's availability in all cabins, but specifically first class, for 103,000 Avios plus £32.40. Of course, if miles are not your thing, remember you can enter on amaze.com/trektrendy with your chance to win a $20,000 first class flight. And with that, we've arrived in Japan. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been great fun to film, and I've been really impressed with JAL First Class. Do let me know what you think though in the comments below. I have plenty more flight reviews coming up, so I'll see you all again next week.